Here's how to stop being insecure. It's coming from someone who used to be insecure and now is extremely confident. I don't care what anyone thinks about me, and I live out that truth. Listen to music no one else listens to. I go to places no one else goes to. I travel alone. Let me get into helping you become confident, because that's the point of this. The reason I mention those things is because insecure people are followers. Confident people are leaders, and leaders will go in any direction, no matter who's behind them. Followers and insecure people, they have to be behind someone to go places. One of the first things that made me stop being an insecure little is leaving my high school and joining a youth group where I could step up as a leader. There were leadership positions, there were opportunities to step up and have a voice. If you're older, I would recommend going to places alone and getting comfortable being uncomfortable. So not only do you need to lead yourself in choices and not feel like you need to do what everyone else is doing or go where everyone else is going, it's also leading your thoughts. So I am the leader of my own thoughts about myself. I think I'm amazing. I think I'm positive. I love me. No one could make me be a follower of their opinion about me. So if someone says, oh, you're this, you're that, I'm the leader of my own thoughts, and I lead myself to see the best in myself. Insecure people, they follow other people's opinions. So if someone says something about them, they'll get offended as if their opinion matters. But if you are your own leader, you don't need to follow their thoughts about you. Last, I'm not insecure because I own my personality and who I am. When I go to the gym and I have my earbuds on, my Beats partner girl here, I literally sing on that Stairmaster like no one is watching. I'm very comfortable being myself because I don't care what anyone thinks about me. And so when you are on your journey to becoming confident, you need to do things that are true to yourself, no matter what anyone thinks. There is a line, because honestly, at the gym, if I could really be my full self, I would literally scream out loud and be like, this is what I would literally scream on the Stairmaster. But, social cues, keeping myself composed a little bit. But start doing things that other people think are weird. Start a new hobby. Don't be afraid to be different. Don't be afraid to be a leader. I won't even get the same order if someone gets it after me, because for me, it's just a value of myself that I'm a leader. I'm not going to order what you order. I'm not going to go where you go. I'm not going to buy the clothes you buy. I'm me, and I'm proud to be me and be like no one else. If you want to be confident, if you want to be secure in yourself, be different, be a leader, and know that no one needs to be behind you. But guess what? When you start being that leader, people will come behind you. They crave that leadership. So you got this. We are on your...
Girl, I used to have chronic low self-esteem, but I'm not there anymore, thank God. These are two things that I did to help me get out of that space. Everyone with low self-esteem is that way for a reason. Oftentimes, the character trait of low self-esteem is actually inherited. That was the case with me. So I limited the amount of energy that I consumed from the people that I inherited this low self-esteem from, and I began intentionally consuming energy from people, creators, influencers who I perceived to be living an energy that I desired. So this looked like me refraining from having certain conversations with certain people. I limited watching the news. I was very intentional with what I chose to consume. In this case, when I say consume, I'm talking about energy, vibrational consumption. I will consume content from enlightened teachers, creators, podcasts. I know I said that I consumed content from creators and influencers, teachers, mentors that I found online, but it was so important for me to ensure that I was not consuming this content with the lens of comparison. I was consuming this content as a way of inspiration to show me what is available to me, to allow me to intentionally consume the energy of someone that I perceive to be more confident and had higher self-esteem than me. If you can authentically acknowledge that you are not yet in a space to take inspiration and you're still in the energy of comparison, that's okay. I recommend you to start with the second tip that I'm going to share right now. Now, number 2, I realized that I was responding to every aspect of my life from a place of low self-esteem, low confidence, low self-worth. So what did I attract? More situations that perpetuated and projected my own state of being, which at the time was low self-esteem, low confidence, and low self-worth. So before I made any decision in any way, for any reason, in any aspect, I would ask myself, where am I making this decision from? What version of me is this decision, action, thought, nudge coming coming from? We all have so many different versions of ourselves. Are we moving from the low self-esteem version of ourselves that we were conditioned to be? Or are we moving from the empowered, confident, high self-esteem version of us that we have inside of ourselves? But the power in this is that you are going to begin to curate situations and circumstances that align with the high self-esteem version of you, because you are intentionally and discerningly choosing to act, think, move, be from the confident, high self-esteem, high self-worth version of yourself. These are just two of so many different things that I did on my journey of raising my self-esteem. Keep in mind that this is a practice. This is something that we are looking for our progress in the progress. We are not striving for perfection, unless the perfection is your progression.
Okay, you guys know there are quite literally rooms that thrive off of you being insecure and uncomfortable. So I made a little list of all the things I tell my mentees and my interns about just like how to hold yourself in rooms that want you to be uncomfortable. Okay, so the first one is to be unimpressed but not ungrateful. Like, you can appreciate nice things without acting like you've never seen them before. People can quite literally smell your desperation. So if you're in a room, like, admire it, admire its offerings, but don't come across like you're auditioning to be adopted. Do not do that. Okay, number 2, you need to start asking better questions. Like, you never want to ask, what do you do? Instead, what you want to ask is like, what are you working on right now? Or like, what are you excited about working on right now? Right? And then you're going to follow up with, how did you get into that? It's a better approach to the conversation. It also allows for a deeper conversation, and it gives more curiosity than like clout chasing. Okay, number 3, do not, I repeat, do not overshare. You're not in the room to trauma dump or name drop. Be witty, be warm, and be a little mysterious. Don't overshare. Don't do it. Okay, number 4, you need to learn how to speak the language. And that doesn't mean pretending you understand things that you don't, but what it means is you're gonna have to put in the effort to be well-read, culturally aware, and honestly, you need to be comfortable talking about things beyond like headlines and pop culture, right? So take the time to read. If you don't have time to read, listen to a podcast, listen to articles. It'll change your life and make conversation so much easier. Okay, number 5, which is like my favorite, and I tell it to all my interns, every single intern I've ever had, you need to learn how to hold your frame. Confidence is quite literally everything, and you always need to remember you belong in the room because you're in the room. I was watching an interview with VP Harris, and she said, I belong where I want to go, which is like your energy. Wherever you want to go is where you belong. So be confident and hold your frame. Okay, number 6, no fawning and no flexing. Let me tell you what that means. You do not need to prove your value, and you do not need to stroke anyone's ego. That's not how it works. Just be yourself, but be the more like polished and put together version. Number 7, and my final tip, know when to leave. Please know when to leave. You need to know when to exit stage left. Smart people respect people that do not linger. It is so important to gracefully leave a conversation at a high point. And please keep in mind, a smooth exit is just as powerful as like a clever entrance. And like my mother always says, if you act like the help, you'll be treated like the help. If you act like a peer, you'll be respected and you'll be remembered. So when you're in a room that makes you feel a little uncomfortable or maybe like brings out a little bit of your insecurities, just remember, any room that you're in, you belong in that room. That's all.
If you came to me and you said you had no confidence, this is everything I would tell you to do. Because why do you want to do life being mediocre if you can be your best self? Let's get started because there's a lot to cover. Number 1, I would have you take yourself on as the project that you can't fail in. This means learning everything about you. Who are you? What do you like to eat? What is your favorite color? What is your love language, your body shape, your face shape? What would you do if there were no restrictions in the world? Everything. If you don't know you, then I can't help you. Next, I would have you work on your eye contact, your tone, your posture, and your voice. Number 3, no more self-deprecating humor or negative self-talk. If someone compliments you, you're going to take it without saying the next word. You are no longer going to describe yourself in any negative terms. Your mind starts to believe whatever you feed it, so be very careful. Moving on, and this is going to be very hard for the moms that are watching, but you have to prioritize yourself first, before your partner, before your kids. What this means in action is calendar blocks on your calendar for you. During that time, you can do your skincare routine, you can journal, you can go for a walk, you can go to the gym, you can do whatever makes you feel happy. Next, I want you to start cleaning up your circle because there are liabilities in your circle that are disguised as your friends. When you have snakes around that are putting you down, why are you so shocked when you don't feel good about yourself? Moving on, when you look good, you feel good, which means we are going back to pointer number 1 where you were studying that girl. What does she feel good in? What does she look good in? Do that, wear that, be that. Moving on, no more relying on others for applause, for validation, using them as a crutch. Go to the movies alone. Go get lunch alone. Start doing things alone. Start liking yourself. And lastly, understanding that when you are on your confidence journey, people will not be happy. They will not like you because you are pulling out all of their insecurity. So mind your business and learn how to mute the outside chatter. Hope this helps.
Today we're going to sit here and we're going to have a little therapy session because I wake up in the morning and I look at myself in the mirror and I actually like what I see. I actually like it. And every single person deserves to feel like that, okay? Even you. Even if you don't feel like you're ever going to feel like that and you think that you're going to hate yourself forever, you're not, okay? You're going to watch this video and I'm going to help you in literally every single way that I can. You know how people say you're not you when you're hungry? Okay, you're not you when you're confident. And I didn't realize that. I spent so many years being insecure about what I looked like that it honestly led me to become not the greatest person. Okay, when you're insecure and when you hate yourself, you start to notice flaws about other people because you're looking for the flaws. Because all that you ever do on yourself is you look for the flaws. And that's when you start comparing yourself to other people. We are not doing that anymore. Okay, whether you're struggling with your confidence or you're struggling with your body image or you're struggling with both, or if you're just struggling in general, just know that you deserve to feel better, okay? You deserve to accept a compliment when someone says something to you. You don't have to push it off and someone calls you pretty and you go, no, that's you, girl, that's you. You can be like that, but you should also know, yeah, I am pretty. And you should know you're allowed to call yourself pretty. You are allowed to celebrate yourself. You should. You really should. You are the only person that you have to spend the rest of your life with, and you need to celebrate her, okay? So this is how I started healing my body image, and I was so focused on what I looked like. Oh, my belly's sticking out. My belly's not flat. My thighs are rubbing together. I grew up in the era where I was doing crunches when I was 7 years old in my bed before I went to sleep, doing crunches because I wanted to have abs so badly. You know, Chloe Ting, remember when that was a thing, the ab workout? That was me in quarantine, okay? And I hated myself. And I did that every day because I wanted to change, because I wanted to look better for other people, okay? And you know what I've realized? I realize I am so happy with my body, not because of how it looks, but because of what it does for me. And when you start realizing that, and when you start fueling your body, being like, wow, this food is giving me energy. It's giving me the ability to go on hawker walks, giving me the ability to follow my dreams, to not just follow them, but chase my dreams, okay? Hunt that dream down. Now your body is just a vessel. That's really all it is. And we as girls are so focused on what we look like. And honestly, when I was insecure, I was focused on what my boobs looked like because I wanted a guy to like them. Okay, when you start showing up for yourself and loving yourself and just realizing, I don't really care what other people think about me because I like me, because I have the energy to fuel my life and fuel my dreams, that is just when life gets better. Okay, so you deserve to look at yourself in the mirror and honestly never meet a mirror that you don't like. You got to meet that mirror and love that mirror because you are looking at somebody with determination, somebody with passion, somebody with drive, somebody who is so kind. Okay, when you look at yourself for all the things that aren't on the outside, you are gonna life is gonna get better, girl. I promise you.
Let's talk about 4 ways to stop feeling insecure. A lot of people think insecurity is about how you look. It's more about how you see yourself. So number 1, start keeping promises to yourself because confidence comes from self-trust. Even the small promises like drinking water before your coffee. Those little things stack into confidence over time. Number 2, stop comparing yourself because every time you measure yourself against someone else, you steal from your own growth. Mute, unfollow, I don't care. Protect your energy. Number 3, focus on your strengths. Literally write out the things you're good at. And it sounds simple. When you highlight what makes you feel powerful, your weaknesses stop feeling so loud. Number 4, for the love of God, fix your posture. Stand up straight, shoulders back, neck held high. Your body will signal to your brain and you'll honestly trick yourself into confidence. And here's the reality. You don't become secure by changing yourself. You become secure by valuing who you already are.